Hopefully this time, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Back to normal. Alright. Now I'll just put the magic white on while folks join up. Hopefully it's not too dark. Change the lighting a little bit. Could move that up a little bit. Come on, camera. There you go. Alright. Put some magic white on here before we get started. This is just Alexander brand magic white. I think I knocked I knocked my light over here a little bit ago, so it was a little too dark. Hopefully I fixed it. Here we go. Not too much. Just gonna do, I think, 2 paintings today. Kind of like usual, but they're gonna be fall themed. A couple of fall themed paintings. Billy, hey Billy. I had some technical difficulties again. It happens. Sometimes the computer I use doesn't pick up the microphone, and it doesn't tell me until I start the stream that it's not on, so then I have to hit the stop and start it all over again. So if that ever happens, that's why. Just putting some magic white on the canvas. I figure I'll do this from now on when I start the stream, just because it takes people a little bit to join them anyways. So I can just spend the time doing this instead of getting into the painting. Alright, little circles here and there. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you're doing good, Billy. I think last time I was here was a little over a week ago. Wasn't live on Sunday because I was very tired. But I'm back this week. There we go. Got the magic white on the canvas. I'm always first. That's true. That's a good thing. Alright. Just gonna wipe this off real quick. For the first one, I wanted to try and do pine trees, but more detailed than the fan brush ones that I normally do. And I don't know. I saw a Kevin Hill video where he painted them with the flat brush, so I might try that. But it's gonna be like a fall mountains in the fall scene. That's what I'm gonna do first. And then the second one, I wanted to try to paint a tunnel. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll get into the story of that one later. We'll do that later. But for now, we're just gonna start with a little mountain scene. The palette today is a pretty standard one. I've got Blue Ridge oil paints. This is magic white on the canvas. Raw umber, burnt sienna, emerald green, ivory black, ultramarine blue, titanium white, Hansa yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, naphthol red. So a lot of fall colors today. This is my fall palette down here. All right, first step. Let's make a sky. So I'm going to use ultramarine blue for the sky today, and I don't think much of this will be visible. Maybe just in the middle, like right in here. But I'm going to go ahead and do the whole sky anyway, just because it's good practice. Lots of ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue I found, or probably a more personal thing, but to me, ultramarine blue is not as strong as phthalo blue. So I have to use more ultramarine blue when I'm painting. Which isn't a bad thing, just something you gotta be aware of. I don't know how others feel, or maybe it's just this brand of paint, but that's how it normally goes. Doing the little X strokes as usual, just to get the background color up there. Trying to think how far down I want to go with this. Let's see. How big do we want the pine trees to be? I'm thinking up here, maybe giant ones. The background, maybe we can put some mountains in the background. Nothing too detailed. I want to make the sides a little bit darker though. A little more blue. just a little bit. I don't think I'll use too much more of this blue, so I want to use up as much as I can for the rest of the painting. Maybe some down there too. I think that's good. Good for now. Wipe off the 2.5 inch brush. I don't believe I'll use this brush much more. It'll most likely be the filbert brush and the flat brush throughout the rest of the painting. So I'm going to grab my filbert first. We'll make some little clouds, filbert clouds. You can use whatever brush really to do clouds. Any rounded brush, even the flat brush works kind of pretty well for clouds. Let's see. Let's just go crazy. Let's make a big old cloud. Maybe it comes down here. I'm just doing the outline of the cloud first, and then we'll fill them in. Maybe a bump there, a bump here. Where do we want another cloud? We'll have another one over here. I just kind of bend the brush around. Any real shape, any round shape is the shape of a cloud to me. To you it might be different, but to me it's just round. Any round, fluffy shape. Down here, this is, I think I said I was going to put trees in, so I'm not really worried about. Maybe some lighter ones here in the background, but that's not the focus. The focus is the 2 or 3 giant pine trees in the front. That's all I'm working on. All we're working on today. More detailed pine trees. Trying to branch out of the Z tree phase. I've been in the Z tree phase for a while, so I'm trying to branch out. I'm taking the 2.5 inch brush, and this is probably hard to see from that angle, but I'm just holding it in place and making it go in circles. That's all I'm doing here. That's how I blend out the bottoms of my clouds usually. I keep the front of the brush stationary and then just make it go in little circles. Do the same up here. It's a little harder up here because I can't really see it. But again, these are going to get covered up, so I'm not worried about them. Not worried about these at all. And we have these guys up here. We can just blend them out. They're not very important clouds. And then do the little fluff, the little rounded fluff that we do from time to time. Just like that. There we go. Nice little clouds here. Maybe this one needs a little more fluff. There we go. I'll pull left, right. Might add some more over here. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just step back and look. Because I know I'm going to have a big tree here. There's going to be a big one there. There's probably going to be one here too. But I don't think he's going to go all the way to the top. So I might want to fill out the bottoms of these clouds a little bit more. Something like that. Maybe this one goes overlapping with that one. That one's over there. Maybe fill them out a little bit more down there. There we go. I think that's good enough. Good enough for a cloud. Looks good. Looks great so far. Thanks, Billy. Hopefully it starts looking a little more fall-like here in a bit. I want it to look like fall because I don't know where other folks are, what their weather is like, but here it's been the low 70s all week, 80s a little bit. It gets up into the 80s sometimes, but for the most part it's been in the low 70s, which is perfect fall weather for us. There we go. That cloud is nice and full, nice and fluffy. Happy cloud. Alright, wiped out that brush. I'm just using shop towels. I don't know if I ever said that, but I use shop towels to wipe my brushes out because they hold, they tend to hold oil better than anything else. Alright, let's take some umber and some blue. I'm gonna put in some background mountains. These are just gonna be far away, just some filler. My mom and me found a home in Kentucky. That's good. Kentucky's a nice place. That's where my brother lives. He lives up there. Uncle 60. Hey, young man, how's the pain going? It's going well. How are you doing? We're just painting some clouds first, and then we'll paint some. I'm starting on the mountains, distant mountains back here. And then I'm going to try to make some pine trees, some fall colors. We're in a fall mood today. Just using umber and blue, French ultramarine. These ones don't need to be very detailed because I'm going to cover them up. They'll be all covered up by the time we're done. Maybe comes that way. Maybe this one, he's over there. Comes down a little bit. Maybe breaks that way. I don't know. We're just putting in shapes and then we'll blend it out. Alright, let's just pull. I want this to just look super far away. And I'm using the filbert brush here. I don't know if I said that earlier. You can probably see it in the camera though. You know what I'm using. There we go. Just kind of mushing the cloud or the ground around left and right. I think I said, yeah, the tree's gonna be, one tree's gonna be here. I'm gonna have another one over there. Well, these are all gonna get covered up anyway, so I'm not really worried about these. Just putting in some colors so it looks like there's something back here. This is like one of those cases where having a shaky hand comes in handy when you're making mountains like this. I have pretty shaky hands, so I just kind of shake around. That makes the ridges of the mountain for me. I don't have to do much. Alright, and I don't know, maybe we'll have a valley back there. Maybe not. Why don't you add super chats donations? I don't think I can yet. I have to, there's some requirement. I just got the 500 subscriber ones though, so now I can do posts. I can make like YouTube posts, but there's some, you have to have like a 4,000 something hours and something else of watch time and subscribers to be able to, what's it called, monetize. So it'll probably be a while before I do that. One day maybe. I hope to. I would love to do this full time. That'd be fun. Just stream all day. Paint. Paint all day. That'd be fun. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that yet, but maybe by the time I get to 1,000 I'll be good enough. Or people will be interested enough in my paintings to support them for long all day streams. I don't know. Maybe. Whoops. Brush kind of tilted down there. Alright, I think this is good for the mountains. They're far away anyway. Unless I want to put like some green back here, but I don't really want to put any green. Alright, so we got our little hills. And then this part, let's see. How do we make this look fall? I know I want 2 pine trees that I want very close, but what do we want in between? Thinking some trees here, maybe a tree line here. It's my scientific planning of what I want to paint. So I'm gonna have a tree here, tree line there, Maybe some bigger trees out here. And then, what are we going down here? Dirt? I don't know. Maybe this is all just brush, shrubs and whatnot. Maybe we do that. Again, I don't think very much when I paint, so if it comes out crazy, that's why. Back into the umber and some burnt sienna and some white. There we go. A little bit more white maybe, because these are farther away trees. They don't want them super dark. There we go. There's our first line of trees. Super speed. One thing that I learned, I think last week, it was on Thursday. It was just last week, but I was watching, his name's Samuel Earp. He's a New Zealand artist, and he adds burnt sienna to his clouds a lot, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'd never done that or thought about doing that, but it actually worked out really good. So I might start doing that a little bit here and there. Adding burnt sienna to clouds. It just warms them up a bit, I think. He's a very good artist. If you're into that, he paints on linen. Just a sheet of linen that he pulls out onto a hardboard. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. And then in the back, I'll start adding some fall colors. I might actually, yeah. I don't want to go straight cad yellow yet, or Hansa yellow, so I'm gonna start with Indian yellow. This is a good fall color. And these are just these are background trees, so they just give like the feeling of fall, but they're not very detailed. Something like that. And as we get closer, we can make these darker. And then more detailed, less blobby. I always add some brown to clouds. That's cool. It's a really good idea. I don't know why. I don't remember when I watched Bob Ross. I don't remember him doing it. Maybe he did it in a couple episodes. It's usually crimson, but I never thought to add brown to the clouds. But that's pretty smart. Just one of those things you pick up watching other people and talking to other people. It's a good idea. All right. I want to move further forward. Let's start adding some emerald green to this. And this is still a 2-inch brush. That's all I've been using. 2-inch brush, emerald green, burnt sienna. Maybe this is a big tree line. Big tree line around some evergreens. I'll get the evergreens here in a bit. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'm going to at least do 2. I think I planned 2. I say plan, I just loosely marked in where I was going to put a tree. Alright, here's another line. Maybe here I'll use some ochre. Ochre and Indian yellow. A little of both. I'm still just using the corner. I could probably use a 1-inch brush. That'd probably work better. But I don't know. Just felt like using the same brush I've been using. These are all background. This is all background stuff here. Still background, even though it's at the front. Sometimes you have to cheat on old Bob Ross. Yeah. Lillian Writings. Hey Nate, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. wipe that color out. Now we're going to add, let's see, we need an even darker color than those two. So I'm thinking black, some green. Emerald green and ivory black's usually dark as I get on the colors. That's like that's my foreground dark colors mixture. Emerald green, ivory black. There we go. Do some over here. And this is kind of like something you'd see by where I live up in Smoky Mountain area, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that type of area. Not quite my backyard, but close. There we go. My YouTube isn't working, so I know my sister's again. No worries. Is that Lillian Writings? Is that Paul? I want to say that's Paul, but I can't remember. I'm bad with names. Alright, just wiping out these dark colors before I go into the light brush. Light colors. Use some of the same again. Indian yellow. And yellow ochre. These are closer, so they might have a little bit more detail. Lots of fall colors in this one today. That's what we're going for. Just happy, happy fall colors. Pretty sure you can add PayPal tip jar. Oh, that's a good idea. PayPal tip jar. I'll try to remember that. Yes, it's Paul. Cool. I remember the name. That's good. Sometimes I forget. Wow, this is coming out. Indian yellow is one of my favorite colors. I know I say a lot of colors are my favorite colors, but Indian yellow just looks, I just love it. Love the way it looks on trees. Alright, we got our background in. You're saying that's all background? Yeah, this is all background. Because I want to try to paint detailed pine trees that are not the Z trees that you normally see, that I've been painting pretty much forever. My 2 years of experience. I've always done them the same way with the fan brush. So I want to try and do them. I want to practice something different. We'll see how it goes. It might be a disaster, but we'll try it. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. All right. First step. This is going to seem counterintuitive, but where do I want my tree? I just made a little mark where I want the tree to go. And I'll do the same over here. Subtract the paint. There we go. That'll at least give me a nice base to start, that I can start from. Alright, what's next? We gotta add a trunk of the tree. I'll use straight raw umber for this. Not all the way to the top though. And as we go down, it gets a little darker. Some ivory black maybe in there. On this other side, it's okay to be a little scraggly and shaky here. Alright, we'll do the same over here. And if I didn't wipe the paint away here, I would have had to use a lot more paint. That's why I took it away. That's the only reason. If you have if you're using like a Mars black or something, darker browns, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But I'm using ivory black, which is not very strong. Alright. So I got these big old trunks here. Trunk of the tree. I think you can see them. I can see them. Hopefully they show up on the camera. Nice, you have a mod. Hello, mod. The mod is a bot, night bot, who keeps out all of the spam, but it also spams my links from time to time, every 30 minutes. What are you painting? Are you using water mixables or regular oils? These are regular Blue Ridge oil paints. I'll probably use these from now on. I still have some water mixable oils I'm going to use, but I just really like the Blue Ridge oil paint, so I'll probably use those. Well, Blue Ridge oil paints and the Alexander Magic White. Those are my go-tos right now. All right. We have a trunk. Now I'm gonna do something I don't do, or I haven't tried, so it might be terrible, but we're gonna go with it. See what happens. This is a flat brush, Alexander pedal brush. I've used it maybe 3 times, but I'm gonna try to use it to make. Some pine trees. I haven't used it before, so I apologize if this comes out horrible. And these pine trees are going to be pretty. I'm going to try to make them as detailed as possible. We'll see how it goes. This is where I'm going to spend most of the time. Leaving some gaps here and there, because I'm going to fill in some lighter colors on top. Probably. Try a lighter gray trunk next time. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that on this one. There's still time to fix it. Alright. How far is this one going to go? He goes out there. I could also use the, what is it? What's the small brush? Script liner. Could use that for these two. And just use these for the, what are they called? Leaves? Needles, that's the word. Can you paint Bob Ross Season 1 EP5? That's what I'm going to paint. Gray brown trunks will stand out after you add foliage. Yeah, I can try Bob Ross Season 1 Episode 5. Let me see how it goes. Gray brown trunks. Alright, I'll try that on this other one. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Maybe some more up here. Let's use, whoops, set that brush down there. Gray, brown, white on the ivory black. Just pull down. Ooh, that does stand out better. That was a good suggestion. Thanks, Uncle 60. Good idea. Look at that. I'll remember that for next time. Light gray stands out better in foliage. Nice. Look at that. Maybe I can add some in over here. I liked it so much, I wanted to fix it. Let's do it. Okay. Well, we got some trees. We got some leaves. We got some bark. Alright, now let's add some leaves to the other guy. Try not to go into the white there. Actually, I might scrape that up so I don't accidentally pick it up. Let me do that real quick. Move them over here. Couldn't use that later, maybe, for something. There we go. Now we'll do some little leaves up here. And I'm leaving gaps. I don't know if it's smart or terrible idea, but I want to fill them in with lighter colors. But I gotta make sure they're all connected. I don't just want like random blobs of paint here floating in the air. That's the only key. So like right there I had a big gap, so I gotta fill it in. Same with up there. And right there. Alright, here we go. I think I picked up emerald green on accident. Oh, somebody's dinging me. There we go. Another branch there, here and there. Raw umber, ivory black, maybe a little emerald green here every once in a while. Oh, we went over that lovely bush. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Some there. This might be a little slower than usual too, but that's just part of it. Sometimes when you want details, you gotta go a little slow. That's just how it goes. Raw umber, ivory black again. I think we're at the bottom, so I'm not gonna worry too much about down here. These are just kind of, just gotta make sure I fill in those gaps that I left from filling in that tree. All right, we've got very sparse looking trees out here. They are not happy trees. These are old trees. They're grumpy. They're losing their hair. That's how I feel. Not kidding. Not losing too much of my hair. A little bit. Alright, we're going to add, this is a lighter green. This is emerald green and, whoops, got a stray hair in there. Emerald green and white. Grumpy little trees. Script liner can be used to add thin branches. Ooh, good idea. That's helpful. In between, add some little branches. Gotta love backseat painters. No, this is good. I like it when people help out in a nice way. Sometimes I get people who help out. Not much anymore, but some of my earlier streams I had people who were much more aggressive. Very aggressive, actually. If you didn't paint their way, oof, you were the worst person in the world. And they would let you know. That was one of my videos. I can't remember. Oh, it must have been probably a year ago now. Oh no. Nightbot is yelling at Uncle 60. Don't yell at Uncle 60, Nightbot. He's not spamming. I dig the Goku t-shirt. That's awesome. Apologies about Nightbot freaking out. I don't know why he's... I might have to turn him off if he's being too annoying. I don't want anybody getting muted or anything. That's no good. I'm just adding branches in with the script liner. Yeah, what did I do? I don't know. I didn't even see you use an emoji. I don't know what it's complaining about. Very strange. I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh well. It happens. Just adding little branches here and there. This is just linseed oil, script liner, and the brown and black color. Yeah, Nightbot needs to go watch some Bob Ross and calm down. And I think I can probably turn it off on YouTube. The problem I've had was with Twitch. That was where there's some very inappropriate people over there. They said some really, really rough stuff. And so I had to turn Nightbot on so I didn't have that in my chat. Alright, there we go. There's some little limbs and stuff. Might be able to highlight them a little bit. Just add white to that color. Just some of them, not all of them. We're going for very detailed pine trees today. That's the goal for this one. Very detailed. Or somewhat detailed. I don't know if they're the most detailed, but there's some details here. Alright, I think that's good. Down towards the bottom don't matter too much. Alright, now we add some, I think I said emerald green and white was what I was adding. Yeah, so in between color. What's the word for that? Mid-tone, that's the word. Art is what you see. Like Bob said, we all see nature different in our eyes. That's very true. Thanks for sharing, Billy. Alright, we had some emerald green and white here and there. Maybe some in there. I want to add more white as I go down, but that seems counterintuitive. I don't know. I think it'll make it stand out some more. Some there, some down here. Probably should have thought where the light was coming from too. I don't think I thought about that before I started going in here with the bright colors. Do you use liquid at all? I don't use liquid, I don't think. I tried it one time and it gave me a rash or hives. I have weird sensitivities with painting supplies, I found. But I've heard it's very useful to use liquid because it dries the paint a lot faster. Unless I'm thinking of something else. I think that's liquid. Alright, plop some in there. Maybe some over this branch. That one kind of turned out to be a bit of a blob down here. So I might have to fix him up a bit, but that's okay. It happens. Some down here, a little bit there, a little here. I think that's good enough. Good enough there. We're gonna have to get more bright though. More bright and more unrealistic. There we go. Wipe that off. Let's see, what do we start with? I'll start with the ochre. I don't know how, probably not realistic, but some ochre on the edges. I'm not going for realism here. I don't know if I could ever do realism as a painting style. I can get rough shapes, but that's about it. Just beat the devil out of it. Oh yeah, Bob Ross quotes. He has a lot of really good ones. I don't know if I should go to a smaller brush or just keep using this one. But I'll just keep up with this one. I don't use it often, so it's good practice. And that's all. That's all I'm going for. I just want practice. Get better. Get better painting stuff. It's the only goal. I'm trying to hit towards the edges. But I might have done the background too dark, or maybe, what's the word, too light? Probably a little bit of both, because they'll just start blending in. Blending together. But at the top they'll stand out. Looks amazing. Those trees are wonderful. I hear that a lot about liquid. Oh yeah. Look, I mean, I hear liquid's good. I don't know. There are some products that I just can't use anymore. And it's weird being 30-ish and then finding out you have an allergy to some obscure chemical that I can't use anymore, like odorless mineral spirits. Fender 31. Hi Nate. Hello Fender. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going better for you. Everyone's okay. Since I last saw you, I think I said that your mom was sick or had some issues, but I hope she's doing okay now. My parents, they actually got, both of them got COVID. They're still sick with that. So hopefully they get better soon. They've been sick for a couple of weeks. This is just Hansa yellow. I'm just tapping on the sides, like the very far sides, like all the way over. Oh, I forgot which side I put. Which side did I want the light to be on? It's a little of both today. Maybe it's from the top. Oh well. We'll think about light direction next time. I might add some white to this too. Just a little bit. Hansa yellow tends to get canceled out. A little here, a little there, and a little there. These are probably the most detailed pine trees that I've ever painted, so I don't know if that's saying much. Go back into this, a little more yellow. I usually don't spend much time at all on details, but I should. I think details, what did somebody say? Details are what sells a painting. So, maybe I should spend more time on that. Some here. There we go. Here's some up here. I do have a bit of a blob going on there. But that's the story of this painting, I feel like. A bit of a blob. Whoops. I'm just kind of tapping here and there with this green, yellow, Hansa yellow, and brown mixture. Bit of everything going on. Trying to add some sort of details to it. And it's getting to the point where I can't see, or I can't tell the difference between some of the colors, which is usually, that's when I know I've gone too far. Especially down here, all this looks the same to me. So we'll get into weird color territory here in a bit. That's usually what happens. I guess if I don't like the bottoms, I can just cover them up anyway with something else. Some more Hansa yellow here. Have fun. I gotta go working on a large watercolor. All right, thanks for joining Uncle 60. Good to see you. Thanks for the painting tips. Much appreciated. I'm watching this at the same time as watching the Cowboys play-by-play, multitasking. Nice. That's my mom's favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. I don't know. You guys think this is done? Should we add anything else? Take anything away? I feel like I could add something in the background, but I don't want to go too far. Maybe we can. Oh, that's way too bright. Don't want to ruin it at the very end. Just want some green. I don't want blue back there. I want green. Might be a little risky going around this. But we'll make it work. Getting risky. Right on the edge. There we go. I don't know. I think that looks a little bit better. It was just too bleak. I don't know. How about them Cowboys? Still have that commercial stuck in my head. Alright. I think that's probably good enough. There we go. Good enough for today, for that one, or for this painting. I'll do one more, I think. Alright, get some linseed oil right onto naphthol red. I always put out a giant pile of naphthol red, and then I only use a little tiny bit of it just for the signature. Just kind of swirl it back and forth. We'll put them down here. There we go. Nice. Alright, wipe that off. Take her down, clean everything up, then get the next one ready. There we go. How's that look, folks? Left, right, forward, backward, up, down. Good job, buddy. Thanks, Fender. Much appreciated. Alright, we'll go over here. And someone said they wanted to see a Bob Ross episode. I think that was Paul. Let me see if I got my TV hooked up. Yeah, TV's hooked up. So yeah, we can do this. Been a while since I've seen it. What was it, season 1? I gotta scroll up a little bit into the chat. Almost there. Episode 5, okay. Yeah, we can do this. I think I was going to paint a tunnel, but I can do a Bob Ross. Those are always fun to paint along with. Just make sure the canvas is clean. As long as it's not a black canvas painting, they should be good. Let's see. Just pulling up my TV real quick. We're going to do season 1, episode 5 of Bob Ross. I'll have to clean stuff up here in a bit. Just making sure I got everything up on the screen beforehand. All right. Joy of painting. Season 1. 3, 4, 5. Quiet Stream. Is that the right one? I think so. I mean, I haven't painted this one in 2 years probably.
Well, welcome back. Glad to see you again.
Oh wow. This is an old painting. Old Bob Ross. Alright. I don't even know if I need to wipe these brushes off in between. Probably don't have to. But I will anyways. And I started using, what was this stuff called? Bristle Magic. Been using that and it works really good. Highly recommend. Doesn't give me any hives or anything. I didn't use my fan brushes at all that time. That's a first. I always use a fan brush. It's probably my favorite brush. Besides maybe the 2.5 inch brush. Alright, those two are clean. Clean up the script liner. I wonder if Nightbot has a Bob Ross plugin where it can tell you the colors for an episode. That would be useful. There's a lot of paint in that one. Here we go. Alright, this one's cleaned up. Let me go get this other canvas. And it looks like this one is covered with sap green. So, let's see how this goes. I don't have sap green of this brand. I only have emerald green. So, might be a bit of a test. Spraying the back of the canvas first. I do that from time to time for just makes the canvas tight. I usually spray it a little bit before I start painting. Alright. I'll probably get some more colors as well. Right over here. But I need some towels first. clean up all the paint. This is a green painting, so we're going to need lots of Hansa yellow, Indian yellow, sap green. I don't have, so I'll have to improvise with Indian yellow and naphthol red and cad yellow. Some emerald green there, brown, raw umber, ivory black. There we go. And, oh, titanium white. Almost forgot. And some more burnt sienna as well. I do need to make a hanging rack for paints. I saw a video how someone made it with a dot board. Stuff you normally put in your tool shed, but they were able to hook it up so it mounted all their paints, which is pretty cool. Alright, just need a little bit more yellow ochre here. I don't think I put down enough, and then should be good to go. Or good enough to go. I don't know how this is actually going to work. Alright, here we go. Got the palette, got the canvas, video set up. Alright, here we go. This is Bob Ross, Painting Along, Season 1, Episode 5, Quiet Stream. And the first step we gotta do is we actually gotta cover the back of the canvas in green, or sap green, I believe.
Dave, I thought today would be something a little different. And I've taken the liberty
Haven't seen this
of going
one
ahead and covering the canvas with a
very,
complete
very
layer
long time.
of sap green. And to that, I'm going to add a little Prussian blue right on the bottom here. And we just start at the bottom and work up so that it gets lighter and lighter as we go up. There we go. Thought today would make a happy little stream. It's just sort of running through the woods here.
For the background, I'm actually going to use, what is this? Hansa yellow, linseed oil, and ultramarine blue. It's going to look a little bit different than what's on that. Probably a little bit brighter. Just get some more green. It's just ultramarine and Hansa yellow, linseed oil. I think the last time I did this one, this was the hardest part because I didn't put oil down when I started. I just put straight sap green, tried to go all the way around the canvas. If you do that, it's very, very painful. Can you remember me when you hit 50 million subscribers? I was like 406. Yeah, sure. I'll remember everybody. Billy, Fender, Uncle 60, Paul, everybody. Everybody who's here. I don't think I'll ever get 50 million though. That's too many. I can barely keep up with 500. Alright, this is just more blue and green. Because I think he said he had Prussian blue, but I forgot to put down Prussian blue. So I'm just using more blue and the color that I had before. And then as I go up, it should get lighter because there's less paint. And I can just blend these two groups together. At least in theory, that's how it should work. There we go. Alright, blue down at the bottom. Blue and green. Some straight green. Darker green up here at the top. Or lighter green. There we go. We have our canvas ready. Ready to go.
Okay, we just work this glue back and forth. So
Is this one of those first episodes where he had the music in it? Oh yeah, it is. I actually like these ones the most. I don't know why.
Okay. Now, let's take,
Just wiping this brush out.
and we'll take a little bit of tan yellow and let's make a light source in here.
Alright.
And we'll just do this by
Oh,
making
where's my
a
1-inch
patch.
brush? Ah, here it is. Almost. I haven't used a 1-inch brush in a very long time, so I lost it for a second.
There we go. Just work it around and around and around so it
Alright, here's some
gets darker and darker as it goes out
Hansa
in the
yellow.
center.
Right in the middle.
Always starting in the light area and working outward. There we go. Just
It's a
back
very
and
green
forth
paint.
axis.
Not good for someone who is red-green colorblind.
We'll take the big brush,
That's okay.
very gently we'll hypnotize this.
Big brush.
There. Just let it blend out.
There we go.
So we sort of have a light.
Bet you will. Just keep putting out awesome content and you'll get there. Good luck. Thanks.
Now still using the big brush, we'll go right back into the sap green.
Alright.
And we'll do some basic tree shapes here. And we push the paint into the canvas, just really push it.
I need my darker blue. Or darker green.
You need an almighty easel when you're doing this, because you're really pressing the paint into the canvas.
Probably could use emerald green here, but I'm just using ultramarine and Hansa yellow.
Isn't that fantastic? You just push a tree right out of your brush like that. We'll have another tree here. So you stop it for having so much fun.
There we go. Trying to go right under where I put that yellow, which I think was somewhere in here.
Let them happen. We just sort of decide what we want basic
Let's go in
shapes
emerald green.
there. Okay, let's take the almighty mat. Little Van Dyke brown and white mixing in it.
There we go. That's the color I needed. Much darker.
Put some chunks in the almighty tree. All we're gonna do is touch it. That'll get wider. There we are.
Got a little bit of a lip there where I got the bar of the canvas.
Here somewhere.
Alright, let's make some of these lean over. There we go. Wow, look at that. It's like enclosed. I find it super inspiring how you're colorblind and can do insanely good paintings. I'm glad. I know there's a lot of people out there who are colorblind. I hope they know that it's not a not as much of a limitation as some people in the art community make you think it is.
These ideas we put out continually to all
You can still do very good paintings, sometimes better than people who've been painting for a long time.
are current, what's happening. Let's just have another almighty Trump right there.
He's doing some raw umber here instead of the Van Dyke brown I think he's using.
We'll highlight these just a little bit, a little plain white. Just think of the light and stripe right through here.
These ones are a little bit darker because they're in the shadows.
There we go.
I'm just tapping around.
This side has a light.
You can tap in any direction really, and it'll still look like a branch.
Just a little here and there.
Alright, we need some white here. Gotta pause Bob, he's going too fast. Alright, we'll just lighten these up. Ooh, almost dropped it. Too light of a touch. Just tapping. Kind of like what I would do for mountains really. Same touch. There we go. Some there. Some there. Maybe some here. I think there's one here. Can't really tell. There's one there. Thereabouts.
Now we take
Wipe off the palette knife.
brush and a little bit of magic white.
Alright, 1-inch
And
brush.
just down with some yellow and a touch of phthalo green.
Magic white. Yellow. Phthalo green.
Remember that a thin paint will stick to a thick paint, so we thin it just a little bit with a little magic white. And we just push out all these thousands of little leaves.
Might need more Hansi
There
on
we go.
here.
There we
Ooh, now we get to highlight.
Fantastic. If you're painting along with us, by now you should begin to have little leaves all over these trees. Just beautiful little leaves.
Maybe a little too light
We
here.
don't want the dark areas in here. We don't want to kill all the dark areas.
That's okay.
We need the dark in order to show the light.
It's okay for the background to be dark.
Maybe we'll come right down here and drop in another half inch bush.
Do you need some more magic white though?
There they come. And over in here. We want this to be the brightest area. Back here where the light source is. As we work forward, we're going to let it get darker and darker and darker. Okay. A little light coming through right there. Put your trunk in before you put the leaves on. So you have leaves in front of the trunk. You don't want the trunk sitting on the outside of the tree. There's a nice little bush. There it is.
There we go. Nice little forest.
And maybe over here is heck.
Could use some, a little bit more here in the middle.
Enjoy it. Let it make you happy. There's another one.
There we go. I'm gonna grab some more yellow.
You might want to go into a little sap green. We can use a little sap green.
Should have enough time to grab it before. Yeah.
And we'll put some highlights on this little tree.
Was a little bit ahead actually. I might need to move down a little bit here in the painting.
By now you should be having the feeling that you're walking through the deep woods. All the beautiful tree shapes are
Yeah, let's move down a little bit.
Once again, don't kill all the dark areas. Produce
This is just straight emerald green. That's all I'm using here. There we go.
Let's have a
And then we'll go back into here. Throw some of these little tiny bushes in here. Not too many. Just enough to brighten it up a little bit. Like the same thing Bob was doing, but with different colors. There we go. That looks a lot better. Nice. Gives us some dimensions.
A little waterfall is happening back here.
Ooh, now we get to do a
The
waterfall.
stream is just working its way through. And so often we avoid running water. Running water is a lot of fun. So here we go. Pull it over and let it drop. You'll make a little waterfall. Then we take the fan brush and crush
Alright, this is
to make some foamy things happen.
ultramarine and magic white.
We're pushing the fan brush and
Maybe some
it
titanium white.
falls on the top instead of on the bottom. There we go.
That looks like a watercolor. Maybe? Maybe it'll work. Let's see, let's see. Just go. You gotta go for it. Can't hesitate here.
Just above the water. You might not see the stone, but it's under there.
Maybe we need one up here too.
As it comes to work, you're going to get wider, bigger, stronger. More of these little veins, these little actions.
Maybe there's a rock there or something, I don't know.
All kinds of little churning motions. You know, avoid having the waterfall here and the stream coming straight through your painting. Let it sort of wander around.
This might look weird because my color's not dark enough. So I'm going to fix that real quick before I go any further. There we go. Fixed it. A little too light. That's one thing I can kind of see is when stuff's too light or too dark, so I have to kind of base my paintings off of that most of the time. Might not have the exact colors, but I at least know if it's too light or too dark. All right, there we go.
Some water actions.
White, blue.
Fan brush. All you have to do is sort of push them out.
We're just gonna keep going with this little stream. There we go.
Ready? Maybe.
This goes a little bit more to the left, so maybe I can do that. Make it a little wider. And he comes over that way too. I don't know. He's throwing in some stones. I can throw in some stones with the little knife. Brown. One right here.
I'm going to take a little bit of brown and white. At least a little touch of blue.
Maybe another one.
Sort of a gray color here.
Right
And we
there.
can highlight these little stones.
He's hiding. He's hiding in that bush right there.
There's a little ridge coming down through here.
Put one here for sure. That's a definite rock location.
Across the stones. A little dark edge underneath here.
Another one up here.
Distance between the water and the stone. We'll take a little fan brush. Splash some water on the stone.
Let's add in, what is that, white? Umber? I do white and sienna. That's usually what I like to highlight rocks with. Burnt sienna and white makes a good rock color. Something like that. Right there. Same up there. A little bit here. I'm just using a small knife. You can use a big knife if you want. Got more confidence. Whatever works, really. There you go. Got our rocks in there. Got a stream. Happy little stream. That's right. Play. Go back to the old fan brush.
We'll let this just drift right on down through here.
Some blue, some white.
Maybe right along here, there's another happy little waterfall that's happening right here. So you take your fan brush, go straight, and let it just fall over. Just
Ooh,
like
that's a
something.
nice one.
Isn't that something? You can make a waterfall.
A little bit more blue. So we're getting towards the front. I think it needs to be a little bit more blue.
just a small one. You don't want to have a bottom waterfall. Just a little bitty waterfall. Maybe push. Make her in the foamy areas where the waterfall's going to get crash.
There's a splashing up here. Oops. Almost knocked myself off.
Using sap green and Prussian blue. It's getting darker as it comes down. Okay, look for once more. Happy little bushes back here.
Sap green, Prussian blue on the big 2-inch brush.
You need the dark in order to show the light.
I'll use some black, ivory black, maybe some blue. Super dark colors here.
Then we can take a little more of the highlight color. Some candle, a little bit of phthalo and sap green mixed together. Let's start back with this rock back.
There we go.
We'll just put a little bush.
Next week, can you do a painting of an iceberg with penguins on top? Random idea, but give it a shot. Sure. Why not? Penguin with iceberg. This is just black, emerald green, raw umber, blue, little everything here. Kind of trying to contain the waves or the stream a bit. More of the same. There we go. Need some brown here. Oh, I didn't highlight these. Alright, I gotta do that here real quick. One second. Spec says the heart or star eyes. Thanks. Hopefully Nightbot doesn't get mad. He gets mad when people send emojis.
There. Just lay them in Van Dyke brown. Then we highlight it with the.
Alright, this is magic white on the
Yeah. Just let this bread flame.
1-inch brush and Hans yellow. We
More of the magic white.
gotta highlight this whole area over here. Oh, the brush is split a little bit. That's okay. I'm just pushing straight in, every which way. To the top, to the left, to the right. There we go. That side's done. Go grab some more of that yellow and white. Hans yellow, magic white. Do the other side here. Very light. No pressure. Everyone says no pressure, but I'm really just hitting it enough to... Basically the brush is just stuck on there. That's how much. That amount. That amount of pressure. Almost none. I wish I had a more exact way to tell people how much pressure I was using, but I don't have a pressure sensor. Can't measure the newtons that I'm pushing into the canvas. There we go. There we go. That's a good setup there. Now we're adding some rocks in the ground here. There's one here. I think that's, yeah, there's one right in the middle. Sharp pointed stone. I watched a Kevin Hill painting or technique video earlier today. He was talking about how to paint rocks. It was pretty interesting. He had a way to paint it under the water, where you basically do this, but then you cover it with blue and white paint, and you just kind of blend it out, and it makes it look like it's underwater. What am I doing here? I need white and burnt sienna. So we gotta highlight this guy. He's hanging out in the water. This guy too. There we go. This one over here. I think there was a rock here. Maybe not. I just put one in anyway. Now since I'm behind, I gotta catch up. We'll do some more blue, white out in the water. Oops, maybe too much blue. That's okay. It's okay to have more blue down here, I think. It's more splashy. There we go. Let's just send it all the way down.
And we'll project some bushes right in through here. Need a lot of paint in the brush. More green than blue.
It's just a fan brush punching straight in. Looks like waves. Very easy effect. Blue, brown, sienna, black, blue. I think I said blue twice. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, dodge. All right, there we go. Just filling in that dark color. Really dark. This is the darkest area of the paint. And we use the yellow again. I'm going to throw some ochre and Indian yellow in there. Why not? Why not? We can do whatever. That one kind of stuck out too much. There we go. There's a painting. I think I'm about done. I think I'll close this one in a little bit more. Just a little bit. A little bit more of the yellows. There. We'll go grab... Where'd my palette knife go? There we go. Oop, that's too much.
Now we can take a clean knife and just scrape through the dark areas so that the canvas show through to give the indication of all kind of little sticks and twigs.
Sticks and twigs here. Anyone there? That's good. Then we can do my favorite, which is scraping in. I love scraping in little twigs. I don't really do it much, but it's fun.
Some of the bad techniques that I've seen around the country is that this all my are very flat and very little depth.
Just here and there. I just aim for the dark areas, where the darkest spots are. I don't want to mess back in there. Alright, let's get the brown. I think that's the last part. Making a big old dead tree. Yeah, this is it.
We're using very thick paint here. Right across the top. And we'll just give it a little frame around the side here. This old tree's just about head. He's going to sort of fall over the stream and be washed away here pretty soon. But until then, he's still part of the beauty that's ever evident in nature.
There we go. Very, very thick brown paint there. Straight raw umber.
That way we can make a bigger splash when we get some water. And we'll use the liner brush with a little bit of thin oil on it. A little yellow and a little
little highlight.
Quite a bit red mixed together. We'll brighten this one up a little touch. And I'm going to just go down the side of it here. Just highlighting a little.
There we go.
We need something bright here. So let's just use this tree.
Wipe that off.
There. And look, this sort of
And
street
then
looks like bark.
white paint into the brown. Magic white, sorry. I think he just went down the side.
We'll wash them off. And we'll use some more of the thin oil and a little Van Dyke brown. We'll put a few old branches that are hanging on this tree.
Here we go. Thin oil, Van Dyke brown.
So once again, we're working with thin and thick paints. The thin paint will stick to the thicker paint. And I recommend you use an oil. If you use paint thinner, it has a tendency to bleed if you're not very careful.
I always struggle with the tops of trees. I don't know why.
There we go.
Something I need to practice a little bit.
There we are. Just a few little dabs here and there. Just get a little more oil here. And when you're working this paint with oil, turn the brush.
This is just script liner. I'm using raw umber here.
You make all these delicate little limbs and stuff. So put some over here on this one.
Raw umber.
And only that unlimited time here. We're limited by our
Maybe I'll pull this down.
But you can put tremendous detail in these paintings.
Turn the birch tree into a
Just trying to give you an idea.
non-birch
Trying to give
tree.
you a guide to follow, to teach you how to use this fantastic technique. And at home, let your imagination be your guide.
I don't know.
Let your heart
Sometimes if I don't like how it looks, I just go over it a bunch and then it looks right after a little while.
there to film those little limbs. Just in a matter of minutes.
There we go. Looks like a place I'd go fishing. Amazing job. Thanks. Thank you so much. Good suggestion. This is a good episode.
Just let it flow off your brush. And this tree tends to push everything back in the painting. For distance.
This is a nice one to paint.
Maybe there's just an old hanging sort of here and there.
And he's got one hanging off the side here.
Okay, take a little touch more of the highlight color. It's yellow with a touch of permanent red. A little white in it. And we'll just highlight some of these major limbs here.
Got paint all over my phone. Oh well.
If you have a problem within your hand's not steady enough to do this, use your palette or something to sort of balance your hand.
And this is just magic
I was
white.
very fortunate. I was blessed with a very steady
I'm
hand.
just gonna go over some
And
areas.
when you're doing these little delicate things.
Too bright. Just go keep going over it.
A few little highlights over here.
Probably can't see these too well on that screen. Maybe you can.
There.
I don't know.
Just sort of work all this together.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign it.
A little bit right up here.
I feel like there's not much more I can add to it without destroying things.
And let's see. What do we need here? I'm going to pull this down just a little bit to make it look a little. There we go. A little more of a clip right here. Stone. Very dark.
Oh, he's adding some stones in. I could probably do that.
Right over in here, we'll build a nice little stone.
This is one of the things in the earlier episodes of Bob Ross. He runs out of things to say or things that he's painting. And so we'll just go back in and start adding things in until he fills up the time. It's pretty funny. Doesn't happen in the later seasons, but the earlier ones it happens a lot.
Just lay this on very gently. Just paint break.
Ooh, that's a nice rock
Very
color.
gentle touch. Super gentle touch.
Blue and ivory black.
Almost at a nice.
Some raw umber. All right.
Can you take a little more of the magic color? Green, yellow, mix it together. We'll make some little pushes here.
Bob's still
And come
painting.
protrude over the stone.
I'm gonna go ahead and clean up though, because we're pretty much done. Nothing else I want to add.
There we go.
There's a big lot of painting there.
Put some little grassy areas.
Unless anyone wants to add something, then I can. Doesn't bother me. We're just here to practice. Got yellow all over my hands. Looks like I dumped my hand in mustard.
And we'll splash it back up on the stone here.
Really enjoyed the stream. Appreciate the time you take to do these, and hopefully next week you can make the iceberg painting. See you later.
I think
That sounds
we'll
good.
have a little stream finish today.
I'll remember. Penguins on top of an iceberg.
Just about completed this painting. And I put a few little touches here and there. As I say, the whole evening.
All right, let's take her down.
Tremendous detail. You can work. Carry on and go all through.
You know, pretty good. A lot better than last time I did this one.
By the amount of time we have. So
All
we're just
right,
trying to
there
show
we go, folks.
the basic
Bob
technique,
Ross, Season
basic
1,
idea.
Episode 5. Hope y'all had a good day. Have a good week. And I'll see you next week. I'll be around. And I won't forget, I won't forget the penguins. I'll be sure to add those. So, all right, everybody. Thanks. I don't know if I was in the camera or not. Thanks again. We'll see you.